In this video, I will show you step by step how to set up WP Rocket, the best WordPress caching plugin for speed optimization. First, let me just cover why it is important to speed up your website. First of all, a slow website gives a bad user experience and can thereby lower the conversion rate of your website. Also, a slow website reflects poorly on your brand as a whole. And third, the slower the website, the lower the ranking in the search engines. So a fast website is actually a big improvement for your search engine optimization. Alright, so for the purpose of this tutorial, I want to speed optimize this website right here, Sankt Anne Advocater. It's a lawyer's website that I've built myself, and I think it needs a little bit of a speed boost. It's not the slowest website in the world, but it can be much faster. So let's get started. But before we begin, the first thing is to test the actual speed of the website. So let me just copy the URL, and the first place I want to test is GT metrics. Now I have a paid account here, so I can actually choose where to test from, but you can also use this tool for free. So I recommend going to GT metrics and analyzing your website now. Okay, so we see here we get a grade of B and a performance of 83, and what's called the largest contentful paint is 1.6 seconds. So not the worst in the world, but we can still improve this quite a bit. And you can also see right down here that the fully loaded time is 2.8 seconds. Next up, I want to test on this website called tools.pingdom.com, and this is a free website to test from, and I will choose UK once more and start the test. Okay, and here we see we have a grade of C and a performance of 77 and a total load time of 2.2 seconds, and definitely not an ideal website speed. Okay, so first let's go ahead and download the WP Rocket plugin. You might also be happy to know that WP Rocket is a French company and therefore abides by the more strict GDPR privacy law compared to, for example, US law. Now, if you haven't already, of course, we need to purchase the plugin. And if you just have one site, then it makes sense to choose the single site here. Or you might gather up with some friends and save some money for 3 websites. If you'd like to support this channel, then I'd be grateful if you used my affiliate link. It won't cost you anything, and it helps me create more free content on this channel. Alright, let's get back to the video. I already have a paid account, so I'll just sign in right here. And if you're in doubt if I'm really a true fan of WP Rocket, then you can see right here I've actually installed this on 97 websites. So when I recommend WP Rocket, it's based on many years of experience. Okay, so let me just download it here. Save, and I will log in to the website. And bear in mind, this is quite a normal WordPress website. It doesn't have too many plugins. And this is, of course, also very important. If you want a fast WordPress website, then make sure you don't have too many plugins installed. And also make sure to update all your plugins regularly, since some of the newer versions will actually be faster as well. Okay, but we'll go to Add Plugin here, Upload Plugin, and I will install it. And activate. And now we'll be able to find the settings either down here or up here on the top bar. And before we begin optimizing, I just want to focus your attention to the clear cache link right here. From now on, the WP Rocket cache will be storing your WordPress site's pages, styles, scripts, and other files in a temporary location so they can be accessed more quickly. Clearing your cache simply means deleting those files to be updated with newer versions. You'll be asked if you want to help improve WP Rocket, and I always click yes to that one. And now we get an overview here of our WordPress website. And here it's important to note that your PHP version is as high as possible. So as of this time, when I'm recording this video, 8.4 is the most stable PHP version for a WordPress website, and this drastically increases the speed as well. So if you have a lower number, then I recommend you go ahead and update your plugins, your WordPress theme, WordPress itself, and then finally update the PHP version to 8.4 for the fastest WordPress website. Okay, so we see here that it's already activated and it's already loading faster, but of course we need to tweak the settings to get the optimal out of the plugin. So let's go ahead and open File Optimization. And the first setting we want to enable here is Minify CSS files, which simply makes the CSS files leaner and faster. And we are actually going to enable one setting at a time and then test, which is a very important procedure since it makes it obvious that if something breaks on the site, we know which setting to tweak afterwards. So I'll go ahead and save the changes. And now I'll open an incognito tab to be able to watch the settings changed with caching on. Okay, and I will also open up F12 here and go to console right here to be able to see if anything on the website breaks. And I'll just scroll around a bit, see if the CSS looks correct as it should. And everything seems to be in order. I might actually also just open up another page. And when I see that things are in order, I will go back again and enable the next setting, which is Optimize CSS Delivery. So I'll enable this and I will click here. Yeah, this could break things. We are aware of that, so we'll activate. And this also opens up this CSS safe list, which we can use to exclude either CSS files or specific CSS classes. So let's go ahead and save the changes. And you can see up here now it begins doing its magic. And right now it's optimizing the CSS so it only loads what needs to be loaded per page. Alright, and it's done its magic. So let's go ahead to the incognito tab once more. I recommend clicking Ctrl-Shift-R to both reload and clear the cache of the page. And we can see here we have no errors down in the console. And it still looks super fine with the layout. So let's go ahead and continue the optimization. Next we have JavaScript files. And first we just want to minify the files. So we'll save the changes. And just a quick note here, you might wonder why I'm not clearing the cache up here. And oftentimes that is a really good idea, but I also know that WP Rocket actually clears it automatically when you turn on these specific settings right here. So oftentimes we will be clearing the cache after enabling some settings, but right at this moment it's not actually necessary. So I'll go back to the incognito tab, click Ctrl-R once more, and just have a look at the site. We can see here these animations work, and these are run by JavaScript, so everything seems to be in order. Next up, we have combining JavaScript files, and this is where the site oftentimes can break. So we'll keep close attention to what's going to happen when we save the changes. And of course, we can go ahead and exclude some different JavaScript. Here we have inline JavaScript, and down here we have JavaScript files. So we'll have a look if everything appears to be normal here. Control-Shift-R. Oh, and now we can actually see that we have some errors in these files right here. Now the errors can be caused by a few different things. One is that these JS files or JavaScript files are dependent on other JavaScript files that's been combined, or it can be dependent on some inline JavaScript as well. To figure it out, we just want to search for this specific JavaScript file, but we won't do it here in the Incognito tab where we have the cached site. We will actually have a look at the uncached site right here in our normal tab. So what I'll do is I'll click Ctrl-U to have a look at the source, and then I will search for that specific JavaScript file. And you can see we have this file right here. And what I actually want to do is exclude this entire folder right here. So what I'll do is I'll mark this line, then I'll go to the exclude JavaScript files, and I will just clean up everything from after.js. And to exclude all the files, we just need to add this parentheses .star. So I will add this right here. Okay, and I will save the change. And now every JavaScript file within this folder should be excluded. So I'll just click Ctrl-Shift-R once more. And here we go. The errors are gone. And let's just test out a page or two. All right, and everything seems to be in order, so we can continue. Next up is load JavaScript deferred. So what it does is it simply removes any JavaScript files that are blocking the loading of the site initially. So we will activate this, and we also get the option to exclude JavaScript files down here. But in my experience, you don't actually have to do this. So I'll just save it. And let's have a look at the Incognito tab. It actually looks super fine. Okay, so we will continue over here. And the last one down here, I actually recommend just leaving, since enabling this will stop the combining of JavaScript files. So instead, let's go to Media. And this is where we have the lazy load settings, and I just want to enable each of these. And we can also replace YouTube iframes with preview image, and we will go ahead and save. And if we have any errors, we can always exclude specific images or CSS file names for different images as well. So we'll just save and go to the Incognito again. And I think everything is fine. So we'll continue once more. Adding different image dimensions can help prevent layout shifts when you're loading the site, so this is really nice. And we can also enable these font preloads, which among other things prevents the flash of unstyled text when loading. So we've set the settings, and I'm actually not sure if WP Rocket clears the cache when saving these settings. So I just want to do this manually, and then let's go to the Incognito tab once more. And everything looks fine again. So the next step is going to Preload. Preload is a really powerful feature that helps the plugin save every single page on the site before the visitor actually visits them. So we'll go ahead and enable it here. And we will also enable link preloading. What it does is if a user hovers a link to a subpage, then it automatically begins downloading that page before the click. So we of course want this enabled as well. And now we can see up here in the top that the preload service, as it's called, is now active. and it'll continue to cache our pages in the future. Next, we have some advanced rules. Here we can change the global cache clearing time, and 10 hours is usually super fine. But if you're experiencing any issues, then it makes sense to just reduce it a little bit to maybe 8 or 6 hours. But as a starting point, 10 hours is super fine. Next, we can ask it to exclude some pages from caching. Next, we have never cache cookies. And if you have WooCommerce installed, then I recommend adding these 2 cookies, which will help the cart function properly. Find these 2 cookies in the description below. Okay, and last I just want to show you this one as well. So if you have a custom articles page, then you want to add this here as well. So anytime you update any post or page, then that page will also have its cache cleared. So for this page, we actually do have, let me just find it. Yeah, here we have a page with articles. So I just want to add this right here. I'll save it. And we can see here that it just stripped the start of the URL. So now every time I post a new page or a new article, then this page right here will automatically have its cache cleared. Okay, next up we have some database optimization settings. I usually don't touch these, but it is possible to clean up your database. You can also remove revisions, but I love revisions. I love being able to go back and find previous versions of pages and articles. So I just leave this as it is. Next we have CDN integration. CDN is short for Content Delivery Network, and it's a must-have if you have an international website. But if you only rely on local visitors and your server is located in your own country, then it's not necessary to invest in this functionality. You can use Rocket CDN here, which is a product of WP Rocket, or you can enable your own CDN down here. Or lastly, we have an add-on down here for Cloudflare CDN, which is a free and really efficient CDN service. And I personally use this on multiple websites. It's fairly easy to set up, so if you need it, just click Enable here. You get this other tab to set up the connection to Cloudflare. Next up, we have image optimization. This is super important for speeding up your website, since images account for most of the loading time of any website. Imagify right here is also a product of WP Rocket, and it's something I use on every single website I set up. You get the latest technology, which is called WebP, which is incredibly good at optimizing the images without losing the image quality. So I recommend just installing Imagify right away. It'll just do its work for a second while installing. And now we can set up a new account. And you're very welcome to use my affiliate link when signing up. It greatly helps me create more free content on this channel. Or if we already have an API key, then we'll just paste it in here. Okay, and now we can go to settings. And I always recommend clicking lossless compression. This just makes sure that you don't get any pixelation of your images. Next, we just need to enable the WebP images, and we want to use this picture tag, which is also the preferred method. Next, we can make sure to resize the images, and the lowest we can get is 2048, and that should be sufficient for any website, in my opinion. Next, we can go ahead and save and go to the bulk optimizer. And I can see here I actually had this plugin installed earlier, so it has optimized some of my images, but I just need to click down here to Imagify them all. So we'll start the optimization, and I'll just let it do its work. Alright, and it's done optimizing the images. Just want to clear the cache once again. And let me just go ahead and have a look at the site one final time here. And here we see an error for the image. And this is actually caused by Imagify. So we just need to add a little bit of CSS to correct this. So if we go here to the source code, we can just have a look and see, yeah, we got the picture tag right here. So we just need to add a little bit of CSS to make this resize properly. So you can always go to Appearance and Customize if you don't have any other place to add CSS. And the code I want to add is width auto, height 100, and background size 100% and 100%. So let's just publish this. And we can go ahead and refresh our front page. And now everything is absolutely fine. Okay, and now for the exciting part. Let's find out if our website is actually faster. So I'll just go ahead and open another tab of DT Metrics. And I'll make sure to test from the same location, of course. So let's go ahead and analyze the site. And we got a grade of A, performance of 98, and the largest contentful paint is now 0.6 seconds. So this is down from 1.6 seconds, which is really nice. If we go down here, we can see that the fully loaded time is 2.8 seconds, or it was, and now it's 1.5. And we can also see that the total page requests is down to 35, where it before had 86. Also, the total page size is down from 1.8 megabytes to 1.1. So I think we can be quite happy with this result. I just want to test this out on the two other sites as well. Okay, and we have gotten a B now. I would have been happy about an A, but the important thing is the load time, and 0.8 seconds I think is really fine. The number of requests is pretty much the same as DT Metrics told us. So I think this looks quite good. Yeah, it's down from 2.2 seconds and 83 before. I'm really happy about this result. I hope that you have success optimizing your own website. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you loved it, feel free to subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you in the next video.